Hello and welcome to one more power pack session, the episode of Passionpreneur Superstars. And as you know, we bring some champions here, the real people, real stories with real struggle as well. So learn about their journey, their life, because they are the people who are very close to your life and your journey. And you get a lot of information, inspiration, and wisdom from them. So today, I'm so happy and excited to welcome one of those esteemed guests who has 25 plus years of experience in a corporate. She has seen a lot in life, starting from relationships to health and ups and downs in career and money. But she has risen from all those challenges like a superstar. And she is our passionate superstar, one and only Sugeeta Madan. Sugeeta, how are you?
Doing good. Thank you so much, Dave, for the beautiful introduction. Thank you so much.
You are such an amazing person. I really admire the vibe that you have, the energy positive that you have, the hunger that you have, and of course the sweet voice that you have that a lot of people love. So now you've gone from there to the place now where you have become an influencer, you become a coach, you're launching your book very soon. But before we go there, okay, take us to the childhood of who Sugita is, and were you like born with a silver spoon in the mouth, or what was your life like as a kid, and your journey? So you have three sections. First is your childhood, then your professional career. Now this probably is your third chapter of your life. So tell us about the first chapter of your life, your childhood, and then we talk about the career, how it progressed.
Sure, Dave. So the childhood was, you can say, a very idyllic and enjoyable childhood. And I was the firstborn of my parents. Incidentally, my parents had a big age gap. So my dad was around 14 years older than my mother, but they really got along quite well. And I was born into a lot of love and affection as the first child of my parents. My grandparents, my parents, including, a lot of neighbors, they used to shower a lot of love and affection on me. So the first few years, life was really beautiful. And somehow, I felt that this is what it is all about. It's simply fun and games and enjoyment. Of course, studies were there. But yes, overall, it was beautiful.
That's good. So
So,
so tell so from there, you grew up confident and happy. From there, tell us about your corporate career and how from there to corporate career to how the shift happened from leaving the corporate and living this life as an influencer, as a coach, as an author, as an entrepreneur. How did this shift happen? So tell us a little bit about your career and how the shift of passionpreneur happened in your life.
definitely. Uh, Dave, my corporate career was quite fulfilling and spanning 25 years, moving from the grassroots level to somebody in the middle level, and then to a position wherein I was heading a function, a vertical in my organization, to leading mergers and acquisitions, looking after design centers of highly, you can say, technologically oriented high tech design centers. So it was, everything was there for me. I had good money, good perks, a good life, but unfortunately, there was no work life balance. And with three children, including one special needs child, at times, you just had to stretch too much. And then to add to it the woes of commuting, driving long distance of maybe, 30 kilometers each way. It's tough. In Delhi traffic, it is really, really tough. So add to that the travel that was required for my position to handle multiple design centers. Ultimately, it all boiled down to me losing my health. And although the signs were there, I really used to keep them on the back burner and used to carry on with my life. But ultimately, everything, it culminated into one big disaster in 2018. And I was left at a position where I was literally fighting for my life. So it was either my life or my career, and I had to make a choice. So, needless to say, when you are in such a position, you give your life the priority. and I dumped everything where it was and tried to focus on getting well once again. So for the next 2 to 3 years, I was simply focusing on getting well again. Of course, I had a lot of support. My children were there to look after me. My parents, my mother is there, of course. I'd lost my dad a couple of years ago. My brother was there. And he, ultimately said that, you need to choose whether you want to live or you want to just, carry on the way things are going. So that was the point where I had to make a choice. As I said, for 3 years, I focused on myself. And in between, while I was recuperating, I was also into, doing a lot of reading and research on various things that I could do. And I came across a lot of your videos and your posts. So somehow, I usually don't relate to people very easily, especially on social media. But probably since you spoke from the heart and whatever you said, I could absolutely relate to. And as they say, when you want to learn, the teacher is there, irrespective of what age, what stature, where you were. I mean, you are years younger to me, decades younger to me, but the kind of wisdom you brought into my life, it is unbelievable. And I decided there and then, that I have to be associated with you. So once I started getting better, I enrolled for one of your webinars. And as they say, the rest is history. So here I am, completely transformed after that 9 months long mentorship with you and my mentors, Som and the other people. So life completely changed and transformed, and I could not have envisioned this happening to me.
That's interesting. So tell us a little bit about your life now. How does your life look like now? We saw your past, your childhood, your career, family life, the health. How does life look right now?
Life right now is something which I really look forward to living each day. It's really, really special. From being a mentee to being under, a training program with you, and now as a part of your mentoring team, I cannot express my gratitude more than I should. It's simply, you can read it by my expressions. So I am really happy. I am enjoying what I'm doing. I am earning doing what I love. And what more can I ask for? And my health is back.
That is so beautiful. You recovered 360-degree, not only just health, but you also recovered your your drive, your finances. You recovered all the aspects. And financially, I think you were always doing decent in terms of your career because you were at a very senior position in big companies. But I think not only that, now freedom to do what you want to do
Absolutely.
and the
My
full.
time is mine. And when you are doing what you love, I think you feel really free and liberated. So
Mm.
it's a very liberating feeling, you can say.
Yeah. So now you have two paths. Like you have definitely, you're part of the Passionpreneur mentorship program, but also you are running your business. And how did you find your mission and what exactly that you want to do now? What kind of world that you're creating right now?
Uh, I think, Dave, the vision and mission part was always missing from my life. Every day was a day which was as mundane as the previous one in terms of my professional life. But once we talked about vision and mission, I spent a lot of time in introspecting where exactly was all this connected to me as a person. And if I see deep down, what really I felt connected to was people and how I can impact them. And the next part was bringing in my story. You told us that diagram, find your mojo. So my mojo was somewhere in between, helping people to recover from their health issues and problems, to heal themselves and transform themselves. So that is what I work now as a transformation mentor, and I transform people through healing. So, always we are smiling, always we are smiling, but at times we are just hiding a lot of lies behind our smiles. And I wanted to dispel those lies. And that's exactly what my business is built upon. Uh, it surprisingly took off really well. In spite of, learning things like funnels and the usefulness, what I feel is that a lot of people in my niche come to me because they feel connected to what I tell. And a lot of people also come through word of mouth. One of my present mentees is a well known actress from the TV world. So, she just by chance came across one of my posts and she gave me a call. And then on, we connected. And when I started talking to her, I realized how true my entire vision and mission was because it connected to people. So
Wow.
here I am developing these healing techniques and technologies, methodologies, and earning really, really well over it.
That's interesting. I think less than 12 months you started monetizing your passion in your business and you started healing people. I remember you had, great, batch of people. You made 5 or 10 lakhs and then recurring income started, reference started. I mean, you just turned around from what you were to who you are right now. So I want to ask you a very specific, interesting question. People who don't know what Passionpreneur is, like what Passionpreneur Mastermind is all about, people who don't know who Dave Gadhvi is, and there are a lot of trolls happening from time to time about Passionpreneur and Dave Gadhvi, fake and this and that. What would you say to those people who get influenced easily or who are willing to do something, but they're hesitant to follow the path of passion?
They will quote you. They don't know what they don't know. And believe me, I am one of the skeptics. I used to be very wary of trainers, coaches, mentors. But when you connect with somebody from the heart, the way people connect with you, and it is not only me. We have seen 4 batches of mentees after us, and the way they connect with you, it is unheard of. And this is not something built on hype. There are results. I have seen those results, and I had one failed business behind so I know what it takes to set up a successful enterprise. And you have taken us through the entire journey in a stepwise way. So unless those trolls really do not talk to people like us who have those success stories, it is very difficult for them to really know what is happening. And at times, I feel like answering to them, but then it's like getting into a useless dialogue. It is best to let them be till they realize their pain, and then maybe one fine day they'll knock the doors and come to know what happens here.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So now it's very interesting that you have success and all that. I want to talk about your dark phase because success cannot be achieved without multiple failures. They say that breakthrough comes after a lot of breakdown moments. So in this last journey, last 1 year's journey, did you have any storm period, the dark times? If you did, what exactly were those, and how did you overcome them?
Needless to say, the swarms were there. And those swarms were built upon my own insecurities. The very first one was, when I used to feel very inhibited and shy about posting my picture or my content online. And when I had started it, I was still attending office part time. And I felt a little odd when, I went into the lunchroom to have my lunch. And somebody says, आजकल पता है फेसबुक पे ज्ञान फ्री में मिल रहा है. And the other person sitting across him said, वो कैसे? तो he says, मैडम बांट रही हैं, हमारी मैडम देखिए इतनी बड़ी कुर्सी छोड़ के ये ज्ञान बांट रही हैं. So I
Wow.
was taken aback, and for 3-4 days I was in a bad swamp. And then it was one session. The very next time I flew down to Pune for our session, I said to hell. So it was one good relation can really alter your life. And as your mentee, the kind of relation you have shared with all of us, I mean, it is unbelievable. All I need to do is watch some of those videos and recordings, and I'm out of that swamp. And it's not only a single time, it keeps happening.
So that means swamp is real and it is going to happen. So when you know it's real and it's going to happen, instead of avoiding it, embrace it and go through it.
Absolutely.
It's the only
Absolutely.
way. There is no other way that you have to go through those down moments and tough times and this thing. But is it worth it? Is it worth it, Sugita? A lot of people say, oh, it's pain and struggle is not worth it. But the swamp period, ups and downs of the entrepreneurship, is it really worth it?
It is. And the best part about it is that every time you discover new talents and skills, which you never knew you had.
Interesting. But what would you say to those people that, okay, you know what? I love it. I want to invest in self development. I want to be part of the programs like this, but I don't have the money.
I think, Dave, that is a misconception. At the time when I enrolled, I had very little money in my bank account. I had a lot of assets, I had a lot of, stuff locked away here and there. But I was cash poor at that point of time because I was spending so much on my recovery and my health.
Hmm.
So for me, it was do or die. But this took priority because I was reinventing myself. And I only had one motive: if I need to get out of here, and I want to be satisfied that this is a risk which I took, and somehow I knew it's going to work out because I was prepared to put in the hard work. I came back, I liquidated one of my policies, and I enrolled for it. And the returns I've got, I realized that, that was just a very trivial amount for the amount of gains and returns I have got within 1.5 years. So
Hmm.
it's come back to me many, many fold.
Interesting. Tell us the biggest deal size that you closed from one group or one set of people or one client. I don't know. The biggest in
Okay,
one
that
one
was,
short one short or shortest period of time. You how much of the maximum amount that you got?
I was happiest, when the first deal I closed was for 20,000 rupees. But the largest ticket size so far has been 37 lakhs. And of course, I have roped in a partner with me. She helps me with many of the back end things, looking into finance and other areas where I am really poor. So she helps in those areas, and it's a blessing to have her as well. But then, she also feels blessed because she was unemployed,
Hmm.
and she is earning now. So, yes, I mean, the ticket size keeps increasing without us putting in too much of effort.
I
And
just want to confirm one thing. Did you say
yes,
37 lakhs just for the
yes,
listeners?
37, 3 and 7, 37 lakhs.
Yes, they're curious. What are you selling for 37 lakhs now?
This is a program for an organization who want to heal their people. They realize that people are not able to work to the best of their capabilities because something holds them back, whether it's childhood, pain, some aches, things they've buried within themselves. So it's a systematic program for 6 months. It's going to end very soon. We are ending it in the month of September. So we have already realized most of those, payments, and people have reaped huge benefits.
Round of applause to you, Sugita. And I'm sure people, listening to this like, huh, what? 37 lakhs, one deal, the biggest deal. But what I love about what you said, Sugita, is the 20,000 was very precious to you because that was the first, decent, that first deal that you closed from your own passion. And that 20,000 went to 2 lakh to now 20 and 37 lakhs. It's unbelievable. And this is not even in the partnership, right? Whatever you learn and whatever you gain from partnership is still separate. So
Absolutely.
that is completely different. So you are an entrepreneur who is living with the right values and impacting so many people with right right intention and right things. And you have a book coming up.
Yes, it is coming up very soon. In
Yeah.
fact, I had to split it into two parts
Hmm.
because once I started writing, I just overshot all possible limits. So right now it's at the editing stage. It's being split into two. We'll bring out the volume one very shortly, and the
Hmm.
volume two maybe early next year.
Wow. What is the name of the book?
Reinvent yourself and reclaim your life.
Wow, reinvent yourself and reclaim your life. This is for the people who want to reinvent their life and reclaim it. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I think you are an epitome of somebody who is, growing at a very, very fast pace. And this shift that has happened, how long did it take from where you were to wanting to do something beyond your professional career to where you are right now? How long did this shift take to reach here?
Uh, I think from 2019, the middle of 2019 to about, in fact, it's going on. But the main part happened in the first 6 months because I shed so many of my inhibitions, my, uh, you know, limiting beliefs, you can say, and so much of my back, things at the back of my head, which I got rid of.
Hmm.
So eventually, those 6 months were very, very painful. And that is where the maximum shift happened. And
Hmm.
that is also the part where many people quit. But
That is true.
the thing is to be firm and be there. And so, and you always insisted, when you are going through a low phase, just pump up your efforts and don't quit. I just completely followed the methods. That's it.
You said something very interesting. And guys, if you're listening to this, pay attention to this. This is the most important part of the session. At the beginning, things are going to be difficult. But if you can sustain that momentum of difficult phase of 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, this is what you get. Somebody who is successful, like Sugeeta, making lakhs of rupees, changing so many lives, becoming an author, becoming influencers, healing herself, and now healing so many people, even working with celebrities. That is that is the limit. That that is the not just limit, but that is what you can achieve if you have all the boundaries in your head. If you remove this, and if you can
Would you-
sustain that momentum, you just grow and you will be pleasantly surprised. And I'm very curious, Sugita, how your next 12 months going to be. If last 1.5 years has been like this, 2 years has been like this, I'm very curious how next 12 months is going to be. So I'm very excited. Do you know what's going to happen in next 12 months?
Dave, I am truly excited. Number one is the Passionpreneur mentorship program and the way we are growing. I mean, anyone can get an adrenaline rush, and I'm no different. So
Amazing.
the team and I, we are all on a high the way we are growing. And of course, sky's the limit. That's what we feel. And it's now like, expanding out of the boundaries in every possible way.
Beautiful.
So that, of course, is there. Plus, my own mentorship program is there for healing. That is also growing at a very steady pace. But now, since I'm getting a small team in place, I am really, really comfortable.
Beautiful.
So, yes, it gives me a lot of time to think and act. And, for the first time in my life, being a car enthusiast, I have never bought a car on cash. I've always bought it either on the company installment plan or a lease or a bank loan. And this is the first time I'm about to, actually pay a check, buy a car by paying a check, by giving a check. So it's the first, this month. I'm going to do that in the next couple of days. And thanks to you, you made us very daring. I was never daring. I used to be really scared of taking any, confrontations, getting into confrontations, taking those kind of actions, which can be termed controversial. And I've become very bold and daring. And all I wish is, I wish, Dave, I had met you 10 years ago, and life would have been really different.
Well, if you would have been 10 years ago, I would also be nobody. I'll be still sucking 9 to 5. But whatever happens, happens. We're great. But tell us about that. How did you become bold? How did you start confronting and sharing your thoughts and taking your stance? Like, how did that shift happen?
Dave, in our batch, we were lucky because we were fewer in number, and you gave us some time in every batch for a one on one call. Your one advice to me at the end of that session was become shameless. I asked you, Dave, what is that one thing that is going to really change me? And you said, become shameless. So I just became shameless.
Wow, I think that is the punchline of the session. Become shameless. Yes, that is the power. That is the power. Because look, who are you? Who are you trying to please? Who are you trying to make happy with the way that they want us to be? Versus why can't we be where we want to be and live the life we want to live, not in somebody else's conditions and terms. Of course, we're not harming anybody, not hurting anybody. We're living our life. So what is there to be shameful for? Be shameless. Go out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, we are transforming lives. And the
Mm,
way we are transforming in very different ways from what the world does, I think we need to be bold and shameless.
yeah, yeah. What is the fastest success stories that you see in Passionpreneur happening? Somebody going from not knowing what to do in life to making thousands of rupees or even lakhs of rupees. What is the fastest that people have been able to do that?
Uh, one of our mentees, he started monetizing within 2 months.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
of course, we gave him the way, we showed him the way as per the Passionpreneur methodologies. But he was one guy who took action and he never shied away.
Hmm.
So we have these kind of success stories and turnarounds. And I think he's launching his book also on 13th.
Wow.
So, they are those kind of people who come with passion. They just need a little bit of a push and they start working.
Yeah.
There are others who've undergone a complete transformation. Of course, takes a little more time, but then, 2 months is something which we see a lot of transformation happening in.
Yeah, but nothing possible without being shameless and being courageous and bold. Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Go through the swamp, go through the tough time, pay your dues in terms of your hard work so that universe gives you what you deserve so that you don't even have to ask for it. And you have been one of those people, Sugita, that you became deserving of creating something magical and helping so many people. Thank you so much on behalf of everybody who's watching this. And guys, if you're watching this, put in the comment box which was your big OMG moment. Okay, because when you type it in, when you put it in, it registers in your mind. Okay, and then go ahead and share this episode with anybody you want. This is Passionpreneur Superstars. And you, if you're inspired by these real people, real stories, go ahead and check out other interviews. And I'm telling you, एक से बढ़कर एक लोग हैं जो धुरंधर हैं, who have gone from the tough life, found their passion, converted within 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. You can't even compute. Like, think about 37 lakhs, right? 37 lakhs worth of deal. Unbelievable. And that is just one of those deals. Now, if you multiply that easily, you can guess how much of money that she has generated in the last 1 year or so. So, with that, thank you, Sugita, for being very nice, very humble, and open to share your perspective on building the business and creating the life of your dreams as a passionpreneur. Any last word you want to say to anybody?
Thank you so much, Dave. And, you know, when I was in Mumbai for signing up for your program, you asked me, how committed are you? I said 80%. And from my perspective, it was a good percentage. And you said, then this program is not for you. So you should be, having a very different level of commitment. And then, I started thinking, all right. So I said, fine, I'm 100% committed. And then that's when you came back and said, fine, now you can enroll. I need committed people. So I think every little small time that I've met you, I've heard you, I have talked to you, I have grown. I
Yes,
have grown.
yes.
And thank you so much for it.
Thank you, thank
God
you.
bless you.
I didn't remember this because I speak to a lot of people, but thanks for sharing that. Now I remember. That's so cool. That's so cool. Thanks for sharing. Once again, thank you so much. This is Passionate Superstar. I will see you in the next episode. Go to the YouTube playlist and check out some other superstars and get connect with them, man. Connect on social media. Real people, real stories. Buy their books, buy their programs. They will change your life. Okay. With that, this is Dave Gadhvi signing off. Take care and God bless you. Thanks, Sugita. Bye bye.
Thank you, Dev. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye.